Hello beauty squad, it's your girl Tanya aka TeeTee. Welcome back to my channel of all things life, love, and of course beauty. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Let's just get through and pray with all this madness going on right now. Everyone be safe, wash your hands, take precaution. That's all I can tell you right now. We're definitely in some troubled times right now, and from my family to yours, just be safe. Be aware of your surroundings, and keep yourself, your family, out of harm's way. If you can, don't forget, kids, elderly, pets. Just everyone be safe. That's the best I can tell you right now. And this is impacting everyone right now. No one is immune. And I have the luxury of working from home, so I'm able to just kind of keep to myself during the day. So, and I'm going to say that I think everyone try to do the same if you can. So being in the house, you just kind of have, more time, more things, to do, and which is, part of, it's just a part of life right now. So let's just, like I said, let's just all, try to be safe, make the best, of it, if you can, try not to panic. Don't over panic, just be safe, just be cautious. So with that, I am, I still, I put on makeup because sometimes I actually do go into a couple of offices, that are near, where I live, a lot of times just to, kind of, get out of the house. I get cabin fever as my better half says, like, oh, I need to get out the house. We got to go. We got to get out. I totally get it. But which is, a lot of the times, I definitely do get out a lot, into other, offices. So I'm going to bring you today my top 5 eyeshadow palettes, my current eyeshadow palettes right now that I use. As I said, I put on makeup just about every day. Days that I don't necessarily go into the office, I'll just kind of dibble and dabble in it, a little bit. But these are palettes that, and some came out, a couple years ago, and some are recent, but I found myself, recently picking them up, utilizing the colors of, and the shades a lot more, than I have. We all have a lot of eyeshadow palettes in our collection. And so far, I've bought just 2 so far. One was from Charlotte Tilbury and one was the Amrezy palette. So, we're about halfway through March and I only had 2. And there's been a few that have come out, but I've passed. Now, there are some that are coming out that I'm like, I'm probably going to, venture out and probably get a couple of those. So, but these are the ones that I am using the most right now, and these are in heavy rotation. They are in no particular order. I love all these palettes. I love all of my palettes. These are just the 5 that I keep close to me. I keep on my desk, or they're within, arm's reach, for me to grab. And so, what I look for in an eyeshadow palette is how many looks can I get, out of a palette. May it be a 9-pan palette, or a 12-pan palette, 16-pan palette. I really don't go too much over 16, pan palettes, because I'm not going to utilize, all those colors. So I tend to stay away from that, except the first Jaclyn Hill palette, the first one. And that's really one of the only bigger palettes that I still use, and I think it's about 30 shades. And, I don't use that one often. I like it. I just don't use it often. So I need to be able to get multiple looks, got to have a good, brow or highlighting shade, got to get a neutral look out of it, a glam look out of it, a little bit of both out of it. And as we all know, some palettes, you know, may not give you all the looks or everything that you're looking for, but, you know, maybe these 5, you know, will help you, you know, decide, you know, 1, if you want them, and 2, you can get the looks, you know, out of them, you know, that you want. So let's just jump into my 5 current favorite eyeshadow palettes. Now, this is bound to change too over the next, you know, couple of months, because I try to get through. You know, we've been going out a lot on the weekends, so it seems like, you know, sometimes every day, 7 days, you know, a week, I'll wear makeup. So, you know, I'll use, you know, one for, you know, a week or a few days, you know, just, these are just in heavy rotation. So before we get into my top 5, in no particular order, eyeshadow palettes, you know, currently, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell so you know when my videos are uploaded. You're already here. I see you. I see you watching. So just subscribe. While you're here, tell your friends, tell your family, shout it from the rooftop. So let's get into my current top 5 eyeshadow palettes. As I said, these eyeshadow palettes are in no particular order right now, and these are just ones that I have just been wearing a lot lately. So we'll start off with probably the smallest one here, which is going Coconuts from Too Faced ColourPop. And I've used, it may not look like I've used it a lot, but I have definitely put this palette to use. This is a great everyday palette. It's a great palette to travel with. I went out of town recently. I think I took this one. I believe I took Going Coconuts because it's easy just to fit in, you know, my makeup bag. You know, it's got a mirror. I like it. You know, you could get multiple looks from this. Again, you could dress it up, you know, dress it down. It's got your shimmers. It's got, you know, 3 shimmers. There's like, I don't know what that's called there, but it's got, you know, matte colors. It's got 5 matte shades in it. And it's got this brow, you know, highlighting color here, or that one there. It's just a good all-around palette. So this one stays in heavy rotation. This is the first one. I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't use Amrezy. I reviewed this palette, you know, when it came out, and I love Amrezy. I follow her on Instagram, and I mean, she's just the bomb. Remember, my husband didn't know who Amrezy was. He now knows who she is. But it's a palette that I've used a lot lately. After I reviewed it, I think I sat it down and we went someplace and I picked it up and used it again, and I've been using it more and more ever since. So I'm keeping it close to me simply because it's growing on me and I want to use it. I mean, this packaging is just the bomb. This packaging in and of itself, 1, speaks her, and then 2, is just absolutely stunning and glamorous. So this one has definitely been in heavy rotation. So palette number 2. And again, you could, to me, you know, the last few times we went out to dinner or brunch or something, I used this palette. Now, you can't get work looks out of it, but it's just not that kind of palette. When I'm going out, I grab this palette, and I have a few times we've gone out. So I think it's really, really good, you know, for that. And I will link the review of this palette, you know, for you guys as well too. Next palette is the eyeshadow palette that I am currently wearing. And Jackie Aina mentioned this palette as one of those palettes that came out last year that really kind of came and went. Another palette that I reviewed that I really liked the colors, you know, in this palette, you know, Safari Rain from Colored Rain. And it's a beautiful palette. Now, are there colors out of here you could wear, you know, every day? Yeah. Yes, you know, I would say. But, you know, you could go with the brown and clay here. Amazon Basin on the lid. I mean, it's a pretty palette. It's a very pretty palette. And I'm glad that Jackie mentioned it because I had been wearing it, and then when she brought it up, you know, on her video that came out maybe a week or two ago, maybe a couple weeks ago now that I think about it, it's now sold out. And so they're going to have to restock. This is definitely a palette I think you should have. And if you've never tried Colored Rain palettes before, they are pigmented. The colors are long lasting, and it is really, really good quality. I don't remember how much this palette is, this 9-pan palette. It might have been 30 bucks, 35 bucks. I don't think it was as much as Amrezy, but it was definitely, you know, at 30 bucks or, you know, something like that. Great palette. Great palette. I think it is compatible for any and everyone to use. Number 3. This palette, this one I've probably been using the most. Surprisingly, Soft Glam from Anastasia. I have put this palette to use a lot lately. It's probably, I like this better than Norvina. I like this better than Modern Renaissance. I like this better than other palettes that came out previous to this palette. I think this is a palette you can go from day to night. You can go neutral, you can go smoky, you can go warm, you can go cool. I love this palette, and I put it to use, you know, lately. I have a video coming, you know, with this palette. Soft Glam is it. It is by far a favorite palette of mine. It came out, what, almost 2 years ago now, and I love this palette. Love that palette. And then, you know, jacket. And I'll tell you, this is a palette, again, I've used this a lot lately too. You know, when you keep them in rotation, I try to, you know, pick different, you know, shades or colors from each one. You know, so you're dipping into everything, you know, and go with that. Day to night, you know, type of looks. You can go work, casual, you know, dress it up, dress it down. This is a palette that stays close to me, stays in heavy rotation between this one and coincidentally enough, they're both Anastasia palettes. They are both Anastasia palettes. Both great palettes. You cannot go wrong with either one of these palettes in your makeup collection. I'm sorry, I said it and I meant it. They're great palettes, but you know, this one, Jackie, it stays on my makeup table here, and I keep it close to me, just like Soft Glam. So that's it, y'all. Those are my top 5 palettes that I get the most use out of, you know, as of right now. They're functional, you know, for me. I can get a lot of looks, you know, out of them, and they're just multi-purpose, you know, to me. So, and they're all great palettes, you know, in their own way. So let me know what you guys think. You know, these are my top 5 current palettes that I just cannot put down right now for, you know, one reason or another, because my goal really is to try to get through a lot of my palettes, use my palettes, you know, as much as I possibly can without buying more palettes. And I've gotten so much better at not buying just miscellaneous, you know, palettes that I use once or twice. You know, I review them and then I never pick them up again. And these are palettes that I reach for pretty continuously. For a long time, it was my Perception palette from ColourPop. And again, another palette I put some good use to. So this will probably be in heavy rotation, you know, the next, you know, time around. But, you know, these are my top 5 as of right now. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what you think. What are some of your top 5 current palettes that you are utilizing right now just to get through your eyeshadow palette collection? So let me know what you think. A lot of palettes out there, guys. Trying to use what I have. I'm trying to get all of you to use, you know, what you have. So I guess I'm shopping my own stash right now because that's exactly what I need to do. So until next time, your girl Tanya is out.